listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land. Nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. I am your host, Thom Abraham. Glad that you are with us for this next couple of hours of radio excellence, and we got a lot to get into today. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I am going to venture into a place that I never go. But it seems like this is worth noting. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put it out there. We're still a week and a half away from college football. Then high school starts next week. I get all of that. The NFL preseason's on. We are obsessed with it. I get it. But this Lionel Messi dude has been going nuts since he came to America, right? Scoring 8 goals in 5 games for Inter Miami, which is, by the way, the worst team in the MLS. Now, he hasn't played an actual MLS game, although he's played against some MLS teams, but not an MLS game, because they've been conducting this Leagues Cup thing, which is a 4-week World Cup-style tournament involving all of North America. The 25 MLS teams and 18 teams from Mexico's top league, Liga MX. So Messi comes over here, and he just is dominating. And that's probably not a great thing. I know, what is he, like 33, 34 years old? I mean, he's at the
Messi
back
all day
end.
long. He's an artist.
He's an artist. He comes over here, and Miami runs all the way through to the final. And who are they going to meet in that final? They're going to meet Nashville SC, the parent club of Huntsville City FSC. And the game's not going to be at Joe Davis Stadium. The game is going to be in Nashville at their new 30,000-seat soccer stadium. Now, the game is sold out. The cheapest tickets to get in the building, and any seat in the building is a good seat. It's a little tiny 30,000-seat stadium. It's even smaller than Vanderbilt Stadium. The cheapest ticket to get in the building is $500. And down low, which is actually the worst place to watch a soccer game, but down low, tickets are running you about $12,000. $12,000 to sit down low and miss the soccer game. Yeah, it's nuts. You would think that if Nissan Stadium was done, I mean, you'd think that they'd play it there. That's a thing. That's going to be it. That's a thing. Anybody want to respond? You can do it. Because there's another big story that's coming out of Nashville, and that involves the Tennessee Titans. It's the injury yesterday to Treylon Burks, who the Titans desperately need this season. He has a sprained LCL. Should get Doc Greco in here. Get one of my TOC docs in here, talk about a sprained LCL. He'll likely miss several weeks. Teresa Walker from the AP in Tennessee will join us in a few minutes on those things. See how much of a buzz that there is about this Leagues Cup. Is it, what's it called? Leagues Cup, I think, is what they're calling it. Leagues Cup. 2 leagues and all in North America. Because some of the MLS teams are in Canada, and then you got the 18 teams in Mexico. Nashville beat Monterey City to get into the final. Apparently, Monterey City is like a pretty good team, and Nashville beat them. All right. Also injured, as you heard in the update there, is Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams out of Alabama. He's likely going to miss the rest of the preseason when he was going to be getting the majority of his reps because he's suspended for the first 6 games of the season already. And there is a question as to whether or not he can get treatment from the team during that time. You're supposed to, when you're suspended, you can't go near the team facility. You're not allowed on the grounds of the team facility once the suspension starts at the end of the preseason. So he'll be still in the rehab, and so the Lions are going to appeal to the league to find out whether or not he can get treatment from the team doctors. Now, it's not like Jameson Williams can't, get some kind of treatment from somebody else. But they're going to check on that and see whether or not he can get treatment from the team doctors. He hurt his hamstring, and it was a non-contact thing. Just running a deep route. Next thing you know, he was grabbing his hamstring while running a deep route against the Jags. One of them joint practices that everybody in the league is doing. These joint practices are feisty. They're feisty as well. I mean, there's been fights at a lot of them, and you know what Dion says? I mean, if you get in a fight, if one of your teammates get in a fight, I mean, everybody has to get in the fight.
I seen two of y'all walking off over there, and you got to keep teammate fighting. What they do that at?
Nowhere.
What they do that at?
Not here.
In one fight, we all fight. You understand that?
No, sir.
I don't want to see y'all walking off when somebody's fight.
Yes, sir.
Never again.
Where they do that at? The one white guy in the huddle. Not here, coach. We don't do that here. You're the one white guy in the huddle?
What they do that?
Where they do that at?
What they do that at?
Not here.
Not here. Not
In
here.
one fight, we all fight. You understand that?
I've never heard a coach say that before. I mean, really? I mean, my experience has been, the time I spent with the Buffalo Bills in training camp on the field with them, and it was a fight in the defensive line group going against the offensive line group, and one guy swung, another guy swung, and Marv Levy came over and said, the next swing costs you $500. Guy stopped mid-swing right there. It was Mike Lodich. I can't remember who the other guy was. Guy was in mid-swing, and the guy just stopped right there. Mid-swing. No, we don't one fight, we all fight. That's now what's going to happen. Something's going to happen on the field. They're going to go out on the field during a game. Can't be doing that. I guess at some camps, this is the mentality now. It's a thug mentality.
And you got to keep teammate fighting.
All right, wait a minute. You got a key teammate fighting. So if it's a scrub, do you not back that guy up? A key teammate.
And you got to keep teammate fighting.
So it's a key teammate. That's different. I guess if it's a key teammate, it's different.
And you got to keep teammate fighting. What they do that at?
Where they do that at?
Nowhere.
What they do that at?
Not here.
Nowhere. Not here. Not here. Not here. Yeah, no, they do it there. One fight, y'all fight.
In one fight, we all fight. You understand that?
No, sir.
I don't want to see y'all walking off when somebody's fight.
Yes, sir.
Never again.
Whatever happened to teaching players about self-control? Whatever happened about teaching players not to take stupid penalties? Whatever happened about you settle it on the next play cleanly? Is this what we teach now? Now I'm not being funny. Now I'm being serious. Is this what we teach now? When a fight breaks out on a field, we don't teach anymore that you show some self-control and you take care of it between the whistles and you hammer a guy legally. We don't teach that anymore. We just teach one fight, we all fight. We just teach that kind of mentality. That thug mentality. Is that what we're teaching? Not here. Not here. Not here, coach. No, not here. Surprised Dion didn't cut that guy. All right. Phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. 256. I can't wait to hear this. Grizz has sent me some sound from Quinnen Williams and Bryce Young. I'm going to listen to that. I know, but I'm going to listen to that at some point in time. See what that sounds like. Phone lines are open. 256-576-4977. 256-576-4977. Call the show or text the show anytime 24/7 at 7329TA show. That is your text window. Text window. 732-982-7469. It's a great way to communicate with us. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The stations is at 97.7 ESPN. You can watch the show there. Watch it on Facebook at 97.7 ESPN. On our YouTube channel at WZZN TV. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Get notifications. Go to 977ESPN.com. Get links to all of that. And get the app as well, where you can find a link to Zone 2 and Zone 3 and Zone 4 and Zone 5. Get our alternate streaming channels. It's doing that again, Grizz. I get this something coming through, bleeding through in my headphones, and I don't know what it is. It just kind of starts showing up. All right, look, I talked to that Auburn team that won the college bass fishing national championship today. I talked to them this morning for this week's episode of Bassmaster Radio. Do you guys want to hear that? I need you to let me know, because I'll play it in the second hour. It's only 10 minutes. But I need you to tell me, no, save it for Saturday morning. We don't want to hear it. Or, what? Auburn won a national championship? If you want to hear that, I got both kids. They talking about they're Alabama kids. Besides, it was at Pickwick Lake, which is just down the stream. A couple of lakes down from Wheeler, over there in West Alabama, over by the Shoals. These kids are from Briarwood Christian in Birmingham. And one is a rising senior and one is a rising junior. The rising senior is named Tucker Smith. He is going to be a big-time star in the world of professional fishing. He and his buddy last year, Logan Parks, 2 Auburn kids last year, they won the U.S. Open of bass fishing, the Bass Pro Shops Johnny Morris Open of bass fishing against all the pros and everything else. They win. Get this, Grizz. I know you don't listen to the show. Listen to this part. These 2 kids won $1 million, 500 gur apiece, and they both got a Toyota Tundra pickup truck and a $100,000 bass boat and $500,000 cash on top of that. How crazy is that? Anyway, I have it in the can. It's ready to go for Bassmaster Radio. If you guys want to hear it, I just need like a few of you to say, you know what, I want to hear that. Text me or call and say, hey, I want to hear about those. I want to hear those kids. If you want to get it in, you can get it in. I checked this note out. By 2025, about 70% of all network spending in college football is going to the Big Ten and the SEC. 70% of all the money is going to the Big Ten and the SEC. So the question is, how many schools does that represent? Well, right now, that represents 34 schools by 2025. There'll be 18 in the 10 and 16 in the SEC, as far as we know, unless there's more growth. And even if there is, I don't think it would happen by then. Maybe it would in a 10 if it was Cal and Stanford, because they got nothing holding them back. But right now, that represents about 34 teams in the SEC. At the most, it might grow to, 36, 38 teams. And that seems to be all that the major markets value anymore. So mix in a few non-conference games, but for the most part, the other 95 teams are regarded as second-class citizens. They really are. Are we okay with that? Are we okay with 35 teams or so getting 70% of the money and the other 95 teams being relegated to being second-class citizens? And keep in mind, several of those second-class citizen teams are going to show up in the 12-team playoff. Maybe 5, maybe 6, but otherwise they're out of sight, out of mind, and out of cash. Think about that. Chew on that a little bit. The 256. Yes, play those Auburn kids. I want to hear that. There's one. Majority rules. I'll play it if you guys want to hear it. I'll play it. Over there in a little glass room with the slanted ceiling, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax and answering the phones and basking in the glory of that absolute beatdown of the New York Yankees. Let me tell you something. If you have any kind of an interlocking NY on your jersey or on your hat, you don't want to play the Braves. Whether you got an orange and blue interlocking NY or a blue and white interlocking NY, the last thing you want is a piece of the Atlanta Braves.
Who in the blue hell are you? What is your name? Detective. It doesn't matter what your name is.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
I'm on Jack
Thom. Hey, Thom.
Testosterone high today. Testosterone, whatever the it is.
It really doesn't matter what you think. All right? It really doesn't matter what you say.
Any of you play sports?
Now, Grizz, you know that the San Francisco Giants, they used to be the New York Giants, and they used to have the interlocking NY on their head when they were the New York Giants. You think this will continue? Do you think they'll put the Braves will put the same kind of beat down on the Giants as they did on the Yankees and on the Mets?
I don't know. It just seems like those West Coast teams always seem to stick at the Braves a little bit. If it's Colorado, Arizona, whatever. But yeah, what you said earlier about the New York thing, when you've got a plus 55 run differential between those New York teams, you're 11-2, standing wise against those teams so far. You don't want to play the Atlanta Braves right now. But I don't know. Going out west is going to be tough.
Well, I'll say this about that. I mean, I've heard that stat about the run differential. They beat the Mets 21-3 or something one game, or what was that score? I mean, that's blowing. Yeah, that blows that number completely up.
The doubleheader was 28-3.
They only outscored the Yankees 18-3. Okay, in 3 games. I mean, it was only 18-3. They had. Listen to this. The Braves. Not only did they outscore the Yankees 18-3. And we saw the 3 runs the Yankees scored. Thank God we were there for that. We saw the 3 runs the Yankees scored. Not only that, this was the Braves' first back-to-back shutouts of the season. That's almost a little surprising. Wouldn't you think that's a little surprising? First time they've had back-to-back shutouts. They held New York since we left. Since we left the stadium after the top of the ninth inning on Monday night. All right? They held the New York Yankees to 5 hits in 18 innings. The last 18 hit, 5 hits by the Yankees. The Yankees cannot suck enough. It is the first time that the last place Yankees have had a losing record at least 120 games into a season since September 5th, 1995. It's their first losing record at any point of any season since they were 13-14 in 2021. The last time the Yankees missed the playoffs was 2016. They're 6.5 games back in the American League wildcard race right now. Do you know how many consecutive winning seasons the New York Yankees have had, Grizz? Take a guess.
24?
Consecutive winning, 30 straight winning seasons. Now, I think they're going to have a winning season, don't you? I mean, they're 1 game under.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would. Yeah,
can
definitely.
they end up? Not that.
I mean, I'm just saying how good. But how good the AL East has been all year. You've at least been, if not 1 game above 500. I mean, you've always been right there, or you could be the central leader.
Games. They were 10 games above 500 not too long ago. Yeah. I mean, they were 10 games over, and they were only like 5 or 6 games back at a lead, and then they have completely imploded. I think they're 1-9 in their last 10 games, something like that. They're just a disaster. They might not win another game the rest of the year. I mean, they could end up with 60 wins. Yeah. They might just stay at 60 and go 60-102. I think that's the prediction now. 60-102. They're 60-61 right now, and maybe they finish 60-102. Can they lose 40 more games in a row? That's all I want to know.
I mean, it's not impossible, but I doubt it's going to be possible. But yeah, no.
Save it for Saturday. Okay, so far one person wants to hear the Auburn kids. Another guy says save it for Saturday. It has to be. It's not like if it's like 5-4, play it, and then I'm playing it. I'm not playing it if it's that close. I would have to have a preponderance of people saying play it. We want to hear it. I'll only play it if they want to hear it. And Grizz, like you were a fan before you were before you were working on the show. So if you take your working on the show hat off and put on your hat as just a sports talk radio guy in Alabama, would you want to hear it, or would you want to?
I mean, we used to have a fishing show every Wednesday on this station. I mean, why wouldn't we want to hear it?
But it wasn't during the. I get it. A regular show. I mean, the fishing show was
later in the afternoon.
We have a fishing show now every Saturday morning. You know what I mean? I
still think it's relatable. I mean, if it's Alabama too. Yeah, Auburn.
It's 2 and the tournament was on Pickwick, which is right up the street, and the kids are from Briarwood Christian in Birmingham. But I'm not gonna jam it down your throat. If you don't want it, I'm not gonna jam it down your throat. Text message. So the Big 12 would be like the XFL. No. Let's see. Yes.
USFL.
No. I think the Big 12 would be the USFL. Maybe the Pac-4 would be like
The ACC is the ACC is the XFL.
No, the ACC is the USFL, and the Big 12 is the XFL. Yeah, I'll go with his Big 12 is the XFL because I think the USFL is just a hair more juice than the XFL. I think the USFL's got a little bit more juice than the XFL. I mean, I don't know. 35 teams getting 70% of the dough. I mean, what do you think about that?
USFL, 2 teams share a stadium, so.
Yeah, they do. I wonder how much longer that'll happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a break in here. Grizz, by the way, are you going? Did you pull a credential? I mean, you could have applied it for a credential, I'm sure, to Nashville SC and go see that game.
No, I didn't even ask anybody about that.
Why didn't you think about that?
I know, and Christina, the lady that actually is one of the representatives from Nashville, that came down. I probably should have asked her last Wednesday. They play Saturday, so at home. So
it's still, you know what?
Yeah.
Take a shot.
Yeah,
take a shot, man.
Try to see what Jacob says.
Would you rather sit? It's a 30,000 seats. I haven't been to a game there yet, have you?
No, at Geodis? No, I've never been there.
No, it's a little stadium.
Yeah.
So would you rather sit at the top row of a little 30,000 seat stadium and watch a soccer game, or would you rather sit ground level and watch a soccer game? If the ticket prices were the same, even
up top.
Yeah,
and I want to be with the group. And you want to be
with a group. You want to be.
If you're in Europe, if you're in Europe, you buy a general admission ticket and then you just walk over the barrier and then you just sit behind the goalie anyway. Like nobody bats an eye. I don't know if how they do it in America, but
$12,000 to sit in the first 5 rows. 12 grand.
Nope.
To sit in the first 5 rows and not be able to see the game.
Give me that $75.
No. 500 is the cheap seat.
Okay.
The nosebleed.
I wouldn't even pay that.
But here's the thing: it's a 30,000 seat stadium. There is no nosebleeds. There's no nosebleeds. I mean, there's not even a little bit of a cut on your hand. I mean, it's 30. It would be like sitting near the top of the lower bowl at Bryant-Denny Stadium. I mean, it's like nothing. All right, let's get a break. We'll go up there with Teresa Walker from the AP. We'll get an update on the injury to Treylon Burks and what we expect to see out of the Titans against the Minnesota Vikings in their game coming up. And we got to ask her about this thing. I don't know if all of Nashville is a flutter over this. I mean, some of the people that are writing articles are making it sound like the whole town is flipping out. I don't know that that's the case or not. But we're going to find out next right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, and pick up the phone to call, one you've seen on a billboard or on TV begging for your business, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. You don't want to reach a call center, not in some office 100 miles away. With the Lackey Law Firm, that never happens. My clients talk to me.
And me. I'm attorney Justin Lackey. We're the ones that you talk to. We're the ones that you meet with.
And we're the ones who handle your personal injury case. You want to talk to me? You just call me.
And we'll take care of it. You worry about getting well. We'll take care of the rest.
The Lackey Law Firm.
And I'll go you one better. If you can't come to us, we'll come to you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead ran away and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service to department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The Huntsville Sports Commission is responsible for bringing high-level sports entertainment to the Rocket City. In 2023, enjoy events like the CCSA Beach Volleyball Championships, Hometown Lenders Championship, UCI Paracycling Road World Cup, and so much more. To learn more about upcoming events and the Huntsville Sports Commission, visit HuntsvilleSports.com. The Huntsville Sports Commission. We do sports.
Thom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Thursday, expect another afternoon full of sunshine. High temperatures going to be a little warmer, but it looks like we'll top out in the mid-80s. Humidity stays low as well. Heading into your Thursday night, a mostly clear sky going to be expected. Low temperatures going to be falling into the mid and upper 60s for the overnight. And looking ahead into your Friday, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures topping out in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Touchdown, Alabama! Hi, this is Eli Gold, voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Join us every week for Alabama football right here.
Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
5, 6, 7, 8. Everywhere we go.
Thom Abraham Show. Segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. Am I to assume that today's throwback music is sports movies or football movies, or did you just do that for the Titans?
Totally did that for the Titans, but I mean, it's Throwback Thursday, so I thought it was a nice touch. So I mean,
that would make
I couldn't think of anything else at the time.
In Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, North Alabama Mortgage has you covered for all your mortgage needs. Get a home valuation done and see what you can do by refinancing or buying new. With North Alabama Mortgage's team of experts in your corner, they treat you like family. They'll walk you through the entire process. They did it for me. They can do it for you. That's North Alabama Mortgage. All right, joining us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, Teresa Walker from the AP in Tennessee. T-Dub, welcome back. How are you?
I am good, Tom. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, and I need to ask, because you've had you've been in Nashville for a long time now. You've covered the Titans since the day they became the Tennessee Oilers and then the Tennessee Titans. How much actual buzz is there in the city for Saturday night's League Cup championship game between Inter Miami and Lionel Messi and the Nashville SC club?
Well, based on the demand when tickets went on sale yesterday, I mean, people, it's almost like a week ago. It's like, wait a minute, Messi wasn't, Inter Miami was not on the schedule for this year. So now suddenly it's like, ooh, Messi's making an unexpected trip to Music City. Big. I mean, I've seen, the demand for tickets. It was almost like there was, one of Taylor Swift's concerts going up for sale. And I saw last night that some tickets on the resale market are drawing or being listed at $12,000, and it's like, if I'm a season ticket holder, Tom, I have no problem selling my tickets for that match and watching it on Apple. And I'll say yes. I bought my husband the second half of the season because he's become a Nashville SC fan, and it's like I'll just say this as an aside, Pac-12 or whatever they are now, probably smart to not take the Apple deal because, man, you have to restart because it cleans.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Streaming.
It's a nightmare.
Oh, it is. It's horrible. So, I mean, to watch it, thankfully, replay can be a little slow, but the demand is big. People, if they moved this to Nissan, or if they had, they could have sold it out. I mean,
well, that's what I saw.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, they get them in the building price is $500, and I saw the same $12,000 ticket, which is down low, which is the worst place ever to watch a soccer game. I mean, you can't see anything that's going on, but you want to sit down in the first 5 rows, you're going to pay $12,000 for this. I had the same reaction as to if it were at Nissan, if it were at Nissan Stadium, that they would have probably sold it out there. And we've had some big time friendlies and some big time soccer games that were played there, national games that had to do with qualifying for the World Cup with the national team playing there and so on. And they drew 40, 50,000, things like that. But this probably would have sold out. Having asked that question, is Nissan ready yet? I was wondering whether or not Nissan Stadium even is ready yet. Do they have that new turf down?
Yes, they've had it down for a while. I mean, I was at the George Strait concert a couple weeks ago. You couldn't tell because, of course, they covered up the surface for all the chairs and all the stage equipment, et cetera. And they've got a game there a week from Friday again. Their preseason finale against the New England Patriots. So, yeah, the turf is there. But, hey, what better way to truly, and this is way better than cracking a bottle of champagne across the bow of a boat, having Messi and that sold-out crowd. Now, they've had sellouts there, okay? I'm not saying Geodis Park hasn't done it. It's a gorgeous facility. It's a beautiful building. But could they have filled that up Nissan the way they did for the very first MLS game that Nashville SC played as a franchise? Yeah, they absolutely could have. But hey, Geodis Park is home, and that's where they're comfortable with. And I'm curious. I mean, shoot, talk about this crossing beyond Nashville. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Remember him from the NBA? He retweeted MVP. Yesterday. I told you I'll see you in Nashville. Let's go Nashville SC League Cup Finals. And he originally tweeted in June, "Welcome to the MLS, Messi. See you at Nashville." Which was funny because, again, they were not on the schedule during Messi's tenure here with MLS Inter Miami. So, give Giannis. He has a better crystal ball or magic 8-ball than any of us had. But, that's how big this is. People well outside of Nashville, people well outside of MLS and soccer have taken note that Messi is coming to Nashville. So, we saw the similar, he played in Philly. Tickets were going crazy there. And there was talk about moving it over to the Eagles facility, and it's like, that's the thing. What can MLS do to build MLS even more? Have these games with this guy in their own park. And if you've never been to Geodis Park, it is a gorgeous facility. Parking, not so much. The team only controls 5,000 parking spaces, so my suggestion, Uber, find a place, walk, get your steps in, but they do make it worth your while to get there early. This is going to be for a team that is in its third expansion season, if I'm doing my math right, maybe fourth. But the fact of the matter, this is the biggest thing that's happened to them since their very first opening game.
And it's not like somebody said, well, it's $500 for the nosebleed seat. There is no nosebleed seats. I mean, it's a little park. I mean, it's smaller than Vanderbilt Stadium. It's so at 30,000, no matter where you sit in that building, it's intimate.
I was in some club seats thanks to a buddy of mine last month. Gorgeous place to watch a soccer game. Absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot wait to. I'm not going. I've got so much NFL stuff to do. I'm not going. I've got somebody that'll be covering it for AP. But I'll just say this, Tom. This is going to be a big sporting event.
All right. So wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Let's just get this straight, because this is how I think about when I'm thinking about NFL preseason and Major League Baseball pennant races. You are the bureau chief of the AP in the entire state of Tennessee. And you're telling me you're going to be covering a preseason Titans game as opposed to covering this whatever it is, the League's Cup championship thing with Lionel Messi in town. So to me, that says something. I mean, that still if this was on regular TV and it was opposite the Titans game, what gets a bigger number, the Titans game or the soccer team going for a League's Cup champion against Lionel Messi?
I'm just saying that this is a girl who's been busy for weeks, Tom. I need a teeny little break while the Titans are up in Minnesota right now. I'm taking, this is a part. I mean, I've gone from NASCAR Cup race to NHL awards and draft week in Nashville. Squeezed in a little vacation, came back to SEC football media days in Nashville for the first time ever. Straight to training camp. Oh, then I had an IndyCar weekend on the streets of Nashville, and so. And I've been covering training camp, so it's like, and next week I've got Patriots are in town for joint practices with the Titans, so it's like, I triage, okay? And this
is supposed to be the biggest thing in the history of Nashville sports. Is this? All right, so let me ask you this: if Messi's not playing, it's just the League's Cup championship. It's first championship. It's still sold out. I mean, it's only 30,000 seats, I would imagine. But, I mean, do you think if Messi's not playing, do you think it is sold out? Because it's not an MLS championship. This is that League's Cup thing, which is, the Mexican League and the MLS coming together to play this tournament that lasted about a month. Do you think it would still be sold out if Messi wasn't in the thing?
Yes, but the ticket prices would be much more normal.
Normal,
27.7 on what was it, Tuesday night when they beat Monterey, and that was a Tuesday night with about 2.5 days notice to sell tickets. So I say absolutely yes, it would be sold out Saturday night. Just that the ticket prices would not be this insane. And let's face it, Nashville SC is getting its biggest moment on the stage, and this is a franchise that reached the MLS playoffs in its first season as an expansion team. So it's like this, this team has done a ton. This franchise has taken giant strides forward. But, they would have sold this place out.
Yeah. All right. So the Apple TV thing, though, is a nightmare. I mean, having to watch it on the Apple TV, and I've watched some baseball on it. You know what the biggest problem is? Not only does it take forever for it to load up and then it comes in and whatnot, we are used to, as sports fans, we like to surf. We want to jump around and look at, check out, I cannot get out of in between innings, I cannot get out of the Apple TV app onto regular TV to go catch a different game and back to the Apple TV app during the 90-second break that there is in between. It's almost like we've gone backwards with this streaming sometimes, as opposed to being able to kind of hop around and watch multiple games. You can't do it when you're watching a game on Apple TV.
You can't, and I'll say this, I've mastered the little skill. If it starts flipping on you, hit the go back button and then hit, watch again, and, it takes about 10, 15 seconds, but it's annoying because it'll start blipping and blipping and blipping, and which, for all you young kids that are all streaming is only as effective as your internet signal strength, okay? And for live sporting events, you're behind. And I am very, very used to being able to, I don't know about you, Tom, but when, the Titans are on the road, I log into a stat system so that I can keep up with the play-by-play and be ahead of the, I want to be.
My phone goes off. I'm watching a baseball game, like if the Yankees or the Braves are playing and they're on the Apple TV thing, it drives me nuts because my phone is always next to me at the Barca Lounger. I have the little table there next to me, and the phone will go off and it'll say, Ronald Acuna Jr. hits a 2-run bomb, and it hasn't even happened yet on the TV. That's how far behind it is. I mean, we live in an instantaneous world there. We need to be better than that. I hope the NFL doesn't ever do this.
Oh, same, but I'll say that. I mean, they kind of have. Last year they were doing stuff with Amazon Prime, right? I'll just say this.
Yeah, those are tough to get in and out of. Amazon Prime is tough to get in and out of. There's no doubt.
Exactly. For us of the older generation that are used to clicking at a moment's notice and going back and back and back and back between games, and yes, we've been teased by Red Zone where we want to be at the highlights happening now. It reminds me of the old Joan Rivers joke about Elizabeth Taylor standing in front of a microwave yelling, "Hurry!" We want it as fast as possible, and so that's why I haven't cut the cord yet.
Yeah, I hear you. Teresa Walker with us here from the AP. All right, Treylon Burks sprained, what is it? Sprained ACL? No, not ACL. LCL.
Lateral.
LCL, sprained lateral ligament. Anyway, knee. No surgery is what they're saying. What are you reading the tea leaves? What are you thinking, or what are you hearing as far as missing regular season game time?
Well, that's the thing. We haven't heard from the Titans on this at all, and honestly, knowing the Titans, they're not going to say much. The reports are sprained lateral collateral ligament. That's the one on the outside of the knee. And if no surgery is required, I've seen it can be 3 weeks. Now these are outside medical people taking 3 to 12 weeks. Okay. So the way he went down, we're going to have to wait and see. The good thing is there's September 10th is their opener. So we've got at least, 2.5 to 3 weeks before the opener. New Orleans is not going to have Alvin Kamara in that game. And, the pickup of DeAndre Hopkins looms even larger now. But not a good thing, but better than if you watch the video that seems like it was shot by a fan, because, we're limited in what stuff.
Yeah, it's way back. Yeah.
Yes, and so if you're wondering why that was the video that was seen, media are told at public practices we can't shoot, yet the fans who are in the stands can, and so we don't like that part. But the worst case scenario, what people were fearing, was torn ACL out for the year. In fact, the Colts already have put a receiver on IR because he's torn an ACL within the last 24 hours. So it could be much, much worse, and the good thing is that they will get him back. And the sad thing, Tom, he has just been everything that they thought they were getting a year ago when they picked him at 18. He's been here all off season working with Ryan Tannehill. Physically, he knows this. He looks great, and then mentally, he seems on point with Ryan Tannehill. He made a beautiful catch, and on the play he got hurt, he was headed to the end zone. Easily beat the Vikings defender there. So that's the thing that hurts, because this is an offense that they were 30th in passing yards per game last year. So they've got to get better. They can't be much worse, and they need Burks back as soon as possible.
What do you know about who's playing, how much, and all that kind of good stuff in this deal against the Vikings up there?
Oh, like they're telling us? Come on, Tom.
Well, yeah, they usually say Tannehill's not going to play, or this. And now is this one? Will Levis will start this one, and then Willis will come in after. Or they're not giving you anything like that yet.
Not yet. Vrabel talked yesterday before the practice with the Vikings, so that's why there was no chance to ask him about Treylon Burks yesterday. He's talking today after practice, which will end around 1:45 Central Time. My bet is they tried to recreate game situations a week ago at Chicago, rotating every other 2 series between Willis and Levis. My bet, if you truly want to see what Levis has got right now, because the competition at quarterbacks for backup, not for starter. That's Tannehill's job. Well, then let Will Levis start this game on Saturday night, see how he fares, and continue the rotation. And but that's what I'm expecting. Maybe we get a few more starters at play, but with as much work as starters get one-on-one in these joint practices, and today's the second one with the Vikings, they've got 2 next week with the Patriots, the first stringers almost get more and better quality work in these joint practices than they do ever in the preseason games. So if we don't see Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry at all this preseason, I won't be shocked.
Yeah. Plus, you still can't hit the quarterback in these joint practices, and of course, in a preseason game, you are exposing your quarterback to getting a hit. So we'll see how the whole thing. I like kind of what they did last week. I like that they started Willis, and then they brought in second Will Levis coming in the second series, and they kind of flopped them back and forth. What I really like is when they do that. Sometimes they do this. I don't know if this was the case in this. When you don't tell them when they're going in, because that's the life of a backup. The life of a backup quarterback is you got to be ready at a moment's notice to go in. You get to while they're carting a starter off the field, you get to throw a couple of throws on the sideline while the offensive coordinator's talking to you, and boom, you're in the game. So it would be kind of cool if they're doing that with those guys when they're alternating them and they're not telling them you're going in the third series. Just be ready, and then all of a sudden, I've seen some games in the past, which is really genius if you're working on getting a backup ready, where they've made a swap in the middle of a series, where they just pull one guy off on second down and run another backup in there and see how he does, because that's their lives as backups.
Well, exactly, and that's why my first question, Mike Vrabel, last Sunday was, doing that was how much of that was part of a design, and he said, yeah, we were trying to recreate, in this competition for the backup quarterback, the conditions as close as possible to what they'll actually deal with in games. So,
right.
Very, 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 very on point, and I'm curious to see if they can continue this.
Do you have somebody in Williamsport to cover this amazing Nolensville Little League team that'll play tomorrow afternoon in their first game in the Little League World Series? First team in, I forget how long, it has been a long time since a team from one town went 3 straight years to the Little League World Series. I mean, it takes a lot to get there to Williamsport, to South Williamsport, and this little Nolensville team has done it. You got somebody that's covering that for you.
Yes, APE covers the Little League World Series, and that'll include the Nolensville game. I'm curious, they have a female pitcher,
They do.
Stella, who is on, yes, they have a female pitcher.
Stella Weaver. Yeah.
She can throw around 70 miles an hour from what I've read. So, Nolensville is turning this into a regular. They have become a powerhouse here in Tennessee, making it to Williamsport. So, really curious to see how far this team can go. And hey, their uniforms, Vanderbilt inspired. So if you're going to copy one of the baseball programs in the state of Tennessee, Vandy's not a bad one to do. So they've got all those Vandy boy fans root for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stella Weaver is her name. I don't know if she's getting a start or what the story is, but it's really interesting to see how dominant that she has been. And we do know that, and anybody who's raised kids knows this, and I've got 9 kids, all of them boys except for 5, and all of them were athletes. And I will say this, the girls always mature faster than the boys. Often a 12-year-old girl is more physically mature than, if not mentally mature, than a 12-year-old boy. So it's not totally unprecedented when you see this with the young kids. They separate after puberty. Really is when you start seeing the separation come between the physical attributes of the boy and the girl. But yeah, 12-year-old girl, man, she's something else.
Hey, what can I say? I tried to play Little League when I was about that age, and yes, I was a pitcher and a catcher, and yes, before all the hormones kick in, you put any 6th grader next to each other, and you're going to see a difference.
Yeah, it sounds sexist. I know it sounds terrible. It sounds sexist, but I have a daughter that was, my oldest daughter was an outstanding soccer player. And a champion soccer player, a captain, MVP type player, and so on. She was faster as a sophomore than she was as a junior. And I remember talking to, I don't know if it was Doc Greco or it was one of my doctor friends. And I said, what has happened? My daughter even noticed. She says, I can't run as fast as I used to run. Hips. He says, hips. I said, what do you mean hips? He says, as a 12-year-old, she was built like a little boy. As a 13-year-old, her hips started to spread a little bit, and it changes the structure, the bone structure of the hips and the legs and the alignment and everything else. And that's why she was actually faster as a 12-year-old than she was as a 13-year-old. And that's a true story, and that happens, right?
Absolutely, Tom. I mean, how many times do we see them trying to rate as a 5-star prospect, an 8th grader? But sometimes some of these 8th graders, male, female, whatever, guess what? Not everybody continues developing. You can be amazing as an 8th grader, and then you get into high school and you just stop growing. And somebody who was a shorty in 8th grade suddenly sprouts 6 inches over a summer. I mean, Luke Cornett, who's now in the NBA, was the guy who nobody paid attention to him after his junior year of high school, and then between his junior year of high school and the first year of college, boom, he grew about a foot. So it happens. Not everybody develops at the same time, and that's why every 5-star. It's why I wouldn't rate 5 stars until you're a senior, because you just don't know what people are going to do, and it's why 5 stars who get to college don't always turn out to be the big star on campus. And some of these first-round draft picks in the NFL end up bouncing out of the league because you have to continue developing.
Yeah,
physically, mentally, you name it.
Happened with Anthony Davis. He was a 6'2" point guard as a junior in high school, and by the time he showed up as a freshman at Kentucky, he was like 6'9", and he still had the handles. But he was like, "What happened? He grew 7 or 8 inches, in his senior year, and grew into a big man who could still handle the ball." And that was Anthony Davis. Happens all the time. All right, appreciate you as always, Teresa. Enjoy your weekend of covering the Titans from afar and not going to Messi. And maybe you can put the soccer game on your phone or something, so you don't have to jerk around with it on the TV.
Oh, I'll have one, either the game on my iPad and the other on the TV. So I'll be monitoring both of them, which for me is the best because I can see exactly what I need to see when I need to see it.
Perfect. All right, appreciate you.
Thank you, Tom.
I hate Apple TV. I just hate it. I hate Apple TV.
It's awful.
I hate the other TV.
The broadcasts are awful. If you watch any HCFC games, they're awful. I mean,
why can't they have this on regular? I mean, this is the League Cup championship.
Exactly.
Right?
I don't understand.
Why isn't this on ABC or ESPN or something?
I'm surprised it's not on like FS1 or something, maybe.
Something, but I mean, they have to do it that way. By the way, what she was talking about happens all the time, too, with high school football players. We had a high school football player that I was coaching. I didn't know this. I was in my 20s at the time as a high school coach. And we had a kid that was absolutely dominant as a senior in high school. He was phenomenal as a senior in high school. And he was, and a couple of the recruiters came in, and I would call him in. I would say, "You got to see this kid. I mean, he's so good. He was a fullback. He's so good." And the guy says to him, "Here's the problem with him." He says, "I'm going to tell you right now, that kid is topped out right now at age 18. He's topped out, and that happens sometimes." He says he's a man right now among boys, but he is topped out. He's going to be the same guy when he's 21 as he is when he's 18, and he is not going to be any better. And they were right. I mean, the kid couldn't play college football a lick, but he was dominant as a high school kid because he was a man amongst boys. He had matured faster than the other guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about this baby Gronk kid that people keep talking about. It's like, yeah, he looks big as a kid, but let's see like how he grows and what he actually turns out to be. Like he could be a linebacker and maybe play for a Division III school or something like that. But all this love of him being this amazing tight end and the next baby, I mean, like calling him baby Gronk, I just don't believe it when he's in 8th grade.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's get a break. We'll come back with a final segment of hour number 1. We are wide open the rest of the way, okay? You guys got to let me know if you want to hear from the Auburn kids that won the national championship in fishing. You got to let me know because I'm not playing it otherwise. I'll just save it for Saturday. I'm Thom Abraham. This is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
It's the summer invitation you've been waiting for. The Rocket City Trash Pandas invite you to have a blast at Toyota Field when the team returns home August 22nd. 1,500 adults get a beach tote from SAIC. Wednesday, all tickets include an all-you-can-eat menu. Fireworks blast off on Friday and Saturday. And the Lunaticos will take the field on Sunday. Visit tptix.com.
Let's rock it! You're starting to see more and more of them on the road in Huntsville, Madison, and North Alabama. And we've got them in stock, on the ground, ready for you to test drive. Hi, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm talking about the all-electric Mustang Mach-E. Come experience the torque, exhilaration, and technology of our all-electric 2023 Mach-E, and you'll see why folks are leasing and buying them as fast as we can get them. And that's not to mention you may qualify for a $7,500 tax credit. Woody Anderson Ford is offering financing as low as 2.9% for 60 months, plus $3,000 in bonus cash on the 2023 Mustang Mach-E. Or you can lease one for $449 a month. And we've also got 23 Bronco Sports for $399 a month. These are 36-month leases with $5,271 on Mach-E, $3,709 on Bronco Sport due at signing. Zero security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. These offers end September 4th. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Come on in today. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Do you want your next party to be something you'll remember? Then head on down to Flow Premier to book your next big bash. Birthday? Corporate meeting? Maybe just a family reunion so you can get your cousin Kyle back into the basketball court so you can beat him at basketball. I don't have no idea. Flow is fun for all ages looking for high-flying excitement, arcade fun, and tasty snacks to satisfy your hunger. Whether you have 10 friends or 25, Flow is jam-packed with something fun for everyone. Get jumping with Flow off South Parkway in Drake or head over to flowhuntsville.com to book your next party now.
Sports Talk 24/7 365. Your full-time sports station.
You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Doesn't anyone do any work around this joint anymore?
Your Alabama and Auburn gear, from gifts to tailgating items to the coolest clothing. Alumni Hall next to the Kona Grill across from Connor Steakhouse has it all. Look the part. Go to Alumni Hall. All right, Grizz, what were you saying? Who's the Huntsville FC?
Everyone out. There we go.
Of Huntsville FC people.
Yeah.
Our soccer team here. They're going to have a watch party where?
Yeah,
stadium?
So 23 minutes ago, posted on Twitter. You can actually, if you're going to the game...
There's no Twitter now. It's
on X. On the X.
Yes.
You can, if you're going to the game on Saturday night, and the game is at 7 o'clock, you can watch at Joe Davis. You can watch the second half of the League's Cup between Nashville FC
what did you call it? You said something else.
League's Cup.
Oh, I thought you said something else when you were calling it the stadium. I thought when you were saying it, you can watch it at, and I thought you were talking about
Joe Davis.
At Joe Davis,
right. At
Joe Davis Stadium.
Wicks Family Foundation.
Field.
Wicks Family
Field.
Foundation Field. It's Wicks Family Foundation,
at Joe Davis Stadium. So take away from Joe Davis. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that dude... that thing wouldn't exist if it wasn't for that dude.
Man, every time that I sit in the box and I just watch across, I'm just like, I'm thinking I'm looking at like the right field line or the right field.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
hard to get it out.
I can see the studio from the box, but still, it was like it's crazy.
You know what I can't believe? I can't believe that cost $34 or $30 million, something like that. That renovation cost $30-something million.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of that stadium in Texas, that high school stadium that holds 10,000 that I posted?
Yeah.
That stadium. That stadium cost $35 million to build from the ground up, and I got to say it's much nicer than John James. I mean, but it costs the same amount to renovate. Wow. All right. Just get a break. We'll come back. Open lines, the rest of the show right here at 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Titans receiver Treylon Burks expected to miss multiple weeks with an LCL sprain sustained during yesterday's joint practice with the Vikings. He avoided a more severe injury, so he won't need surgery. Lions coach Dan Campbell says there's a good chance receiver Jameson Williams will likely miss the rest of the preseason because of a hamstring injury. If his preseason is over, Williams won't be on the field until after Week 6. He'll be serving a 6-game suspension to start the regular season for violating the NFL's gambling policy. For the first time in 28 years, the Yankees are under 500 this late in the season. They've lost 5 straight, are 6.5 games out of the final AL wildcard spot. But manager Aaron Boone isn't ready to throw in the towel just yet, says it's not too late to salvage the season. The game's still littered with examples of teams going on unlikely runs. Yankees last missed the playoffs in 2016.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, "If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself."
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Here in the South, we like our traditions, like Alabama football and tailgating on fall Saturdays. And the best way to start your tailgate? Visit Brooks & Collier to see North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers. Big Green Egg, Blaze, and Traeger. Everything you need for that perfect tailgate. Check out our rubs and seasonings. We have a full wall to please any taste palate. Visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at brooksandcollier.com. An Alabama tradition for 75 years. Roll Tide.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
It's the summer invitation you've been waiting for. The Rocket City Trash Pandas invite you to have a blast at Toyota Field when the team returns home August 22nd. 1,500 adults get a beach tote from SAIC. Wednesday, all tickets include an all-you-can-eat menu. Fireworks blast off on Friday and Saturday. And the Lunaticos will take the field on Sunday. Visit tptix.com.
Let's rock it! From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Thursday, expect another afternoon full of sunshine. High temperatures going to be a little warmer, but it looks like we'll top out in the mid-80s. Humidity stays low as well. Heading into your Thursday night, a mostly clear sky going to be expected. Low temperatures going to be falling into the mid and upper 60s before the overnight. And looking ahead into your Friday, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures topping out in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
New coordinators.
That's as good as money, sir.
New quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
Same coach.
And you all may be taking the week off, this week, but I'm not.
We are your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. This first segment is brought to you by the service team at Woody Anderson Ford. And, well, they're not only experts in the service of Fords and other makes, but they also use genuine Ford and Motorcraft parts on every Ford service job. That's important. From tire rotations to wheel alignments and brake jobs and oil changes, engine tune-ups, tranny work. It's all done at the service department and Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center at Woody Anderson Ford. They have got you covered there. Dependable service, no matter what the make or model. Tremendous body shop as well. They're going to take care of the insurance issue and everything. Certified gold pre-owned vehicles as well. Check the inventory, the new inventory as well. To corner Sparkman and Jordan Lane. Woody Anderson Ford. The only place I've gone in the Tennessee Valley since 2004 is Woody Anderson Ford. All right, phone lines are open now, 256-576-4977. A couple of things. One, this is a proven fact from a 25-year radio vet. Thursday is the worst day of the week for calls. It's the slowest day of the week for calls. Friday is the best day of the week for calls. Tuesday and Wednesday are next. Monday is the second worst day of the week for calls. You would think because Reaction Monday, everybody want to talk about what happened, but they don't. They really want to hear you give them your opinion as to what happened. You usually don't get inundated on a Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, you get calls. Thursday's always the worst. It's the reason why I have Beat the Big Dog on Thursdays, which starts next week, by the way. All right? I have Beat the Big Dog on Thursdays because that is a slow caller day, and I wanted to have something that would kind of generate a little bit of interest that way. So now today, I've been doing this thing. You know, you guys wanted it this way. I'm doing the one interview thing. I got one guest today. We had Teresa Walker. If you missed it, you can catch it on the podcast or, it's archived at all the various social media places. So now it's up to you guys. But you're like, wait a minute, dog, you haven't given us anything to talk about yet. You haven't given us anything compelling yet. All right, I agree to a certain extent. I agree. Are you excited all about this thing going on in Nashville with this Leagues Cup final deal on the Apple TV? Lionel Messi and going to Nashville and everything else. Supposedly it's like, some people acting like it's the biggest thing ever. I don't think so.
But Messi all day long. He's an artist.
He's an artist. He's an artist.
He's an artist.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go see him. If you're a fan of, it's like the GOAT.
Now.
You're seeing the GOAT. Would you go see like LeBron James or Tom Brady? If you had the chance to go do it, would you go do it?
Well, that Tom Brady is different than.
Well, like, let's say you're a Titans fan, right? And the only time you can watch Tom Brady play your team is
you go to
the game.
Brady.
Like,
right.
So you're going to go watch Messi be the GOAT of the GOAT of soccer, play your team.
but you got to be a soccer fan first. That's like saying you want to go see Kevin Van Dam fish in a tournament.
I mean, you had
fishing. First, you have to be a soccer fan to want to go see the goat of soccer. I personally, to go see Messi play against a bunch of guys that are, he's been playing against the best players in the world. Look, Grizz, I got to tell you right now, 8 goals in 5 games. Did you see the goal that he had against
I did.
whatever? From 35 yards out, he rolled the ball in. I mean, where's the goalie? Was the goalie is over there like having a popsicle or an orange slice or something, like he's some kid from a 9th grade team or something, and Messi kicks the ball towards the goal from 35 yards out, and it's a grounder. I mean, it's just rolling it towards the goal. And the guy's over in the corner. He had like 20 minutes to get over there to get to the ball, and he scores. I mean, and Messi, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Messi almost looked like he was embarrassed. He looked embarrassed. After he scored that goal, he was just kind of like smiling this smirk, like saying, Messi had a look on his face like, I haven't scored a goal like that since junior high. That's what the look was on his face. He looked embarrassed, like, my God, I can't believe that guy didn't get that
Junior
ball.
high, he was already playing professional because by the time he was 18, he was already in the
That's
league.
not junior high. That junior high was when he was like 13.
I mean, when he was 15, he was already really playing professional soccer by then anyway.
Yeah, well, the point is that, it was crap, and I think he's embarrassed a little bit by how easy it is against these guys.
I don't necessarily know if it's like
embarrassed.
easy.
This is Tom
Come
Brady
on.
playing in the XFL.
He's also playing on a stacked team. He's got Sergio Busquets. He's got Jordi Alba. He's got the best MLS player ever a couple of years ago on his team.
They are the worst team in the MLS. Stacked, my ass is stacked. They are the worst team.
All they needed was a striker.
Yeah, they have the worst record in the MLS. And now this guy comes, and he's scored 8 goals in 5 games against teams from Mexico and teams in the United States in the MLS. I mean, it goes to show. This is Tom Brady playing in the XFL. That's what this is. That's what this is. I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry. I would go watch an XFL game right now if you put Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers or whoever.
Right.
You put him in there, I'll go watch it.
If you weren't a fan, though, of soccer, you wouldn't care. You know what I mean? It's like go watch the best bocce ball player ever. Yeah, go watch
or
the best
pickleball. I'll go watch
player.
Scott play instead. He's probably the best.
I'll give you another example. Okay, I wouldn't walk across the street to watch Djokovic play tennis, but I would travel halfway across the country to go see, John Rahm or Tiger Woods or something like that play golf. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a tennis guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but I mean, I wouldn't go across the street. Oh, look, Joker's playing across the street. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm over here.
I feel like Messi though is kind of like Pele in a sense, where it's like everyone knows who he is. Obviously, you have to be a fan of him, but you don't really have to be a fan of him. You can still love him and appreciate him.
I fanboy. Now this is me because it's what you are a fan of, right? I fanboy Roland Martin and Bill Dance and Jimmy Houston.
Okay,
I travel all over the country to go to Bassmaster Classics and they do shoot commercials with these guys or have them on the show or meet them or shake their hands or whatever. I would walk across the hot coals to get in a boat and spend one day fishing with Mark Zona or with Greg Hackney or one of those guys. Okay, that would be what I would do. Others could care less. Absolutely could care less. I wouldn't walk across the street to see Djokovic play tennis, but I would give anything to get in a boat with Jimmy Houston for 4 hours. So that's just me because that's what I'm a fan of. You know what I mean? So I'm saying if you got to be a fan of it. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Brett Favre and the way he left Green Bay and how he went to the Jets and so on. And now Aaron Rodgers kind of following that same path. But Aaron Rodgers, a lot of people don't like him because of his politics, to be quite honest with you, and because he's a little bit goofy.
I think he's kind of a jerk, though, too, sometimes.
But how is he a jerk?
If you watch Hard Knocks, he's very, it's divas, quarterbacks, whatever. They're very self-centered. He's very self-centered. Like, I get it's all about him. It's all, like, I guess that the first 2 episodes are all about, Aaron Rodgers being there. But Aaron Rodgers, like I said before, I've heard this before. On this station, it was Colin Cowherd basically explaining, like you said, close your eyes, and he kept explaining all these stats and everything like that, and he thought you were talking about Aaron Rodgers. At the end of the segment, he was talking about Jay Cutler. You thought you were talking about Jay Cutler, but he was really talking about Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so he has that demeanor to be a jerk and be that kind of guy that's
Jay Cutler
but
is a jerk.
But he's amazing. It doesn't matter. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's amazing.
Jay Cutler's much more of a jerk than Aaron Rodgers.
I know, but it's like Aaron Rodgers knows he's talented, but he can still have that Jay Cutler mentality. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know about that, but anyway,
I'm just saying. I heard it on this air. And I was working one day and listened to the whole segment. Yeah,
that's Colin.
I get it.
Colin's just trying to stir crap up.
He threw all the stats out there, and you thought it was Jay Cutler, and it was Aaron Rodgers stats.
All right, except for that thing where you win playoff games and win a lot of.
Well, this was like obviously way before like 3 more MVPs. So,
all right, so Aaron Rodgers chit chatting with Bryce Young. This was from Hard Knocks.
What's up, stud? Things going well?
That's Rodgers calling Bryce Young stud.
What's up, stud?
Good.
Blessed, can't complain.
Yeah.
How you like everything?
I love it. It's been amazing. Crazy when you're in one place forever.
I can imagine.
I hope that for you. Well, have fun out there, bro. Great to finally meet you, man. Big fan of yours.
Same here.
Yeah, thanks, bub.
No, that's nice. That's nice communication from a guy that's a top, whatever you want to call him, top 10, top 15 quarterback in the history of the NFL. 3-time MVP, 3 or 4 times MVP?
4.
3-time MVP? 4-time MVP?
4, I believe.
4-time MVP, talking to Bryce Young, and he says, I wish that for you, that you could spend 18 years in one place, basically, that you could spend a lot of time in one place. Now, I don't know how you rate him and where you rate him, but, you got a couple of guys that retired at the same time, and I got into this with Chris Russo on his Sirius XM show a little bit, and Chris is a great guy. I love Chris Russo, but I got into this with him a little bit. He is a big Eli Manning guy. Eli Manning's an absolute, no doubt, Hall of Famer, and yet he doesn't feel Phillip Rivers is. And I'm like, wait a minute. And we had to talk about Ben Roethlisberger. It's like, how many quarterbacks from an era?
Yeah.
You have to define elite. Now, isn't the Hall of Fame for elite? So what is elite? If there are 32 teams in the NFL, are the top 10% of the quarterbacks elite? Is it the top 15% elite? Top 20? I mean, if you put 6 quarterbacks, think about the quarterbacks. Automatically. These are all guys that played at the same time. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. They're absolutely in. Absolutely in. Okay? Now, overlapping Drew Brees. Automatically in, right? I mean, right? Drew Brees is in, right? I mean, nod your head yes or no, but Drew Brees is in, right, Chris?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I was looking at other names to kind of look up.
So there's 4. Okay, there's 4. So then you got Ben Roethlisberger, won 2 championships. Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer? Chris thinks that Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer. Now, he certainly last year he was a Hall of Stinker. But is Russell Wilson a Hall of He's part of that. So now we're up to 6.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Now we got to talk about Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers. He says that he draws the line. Eli's in, Phillip is not in. Phillip Rivers, his passer rating, which is the conglomeration of everything, right? Of all of the pass, the interception ratio. Phillip Rivers' passer rating is 16th all time in the history of the NFL. And that's with the game being a lot different now, where you've got all the top 6 guys in passer rating are current players because the completion percentages are so high now. Mahomes, Rodgers, Deshaun Watson is 3rd, Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo. Those are your top 6. Still and yet and still. Phillip Rivers is 16th all time. Do you know where Eli Manning is in passer rating? 60th.
Oof.
60th. Okay? Eli Manning, he 117 wins, 117 losses as a starting quarterback. A completion percentage of 60. Threw for 57,000 yards with a completion percentage of 60, threw 366 touchdowns and 244 interceptions. All right? Now, you want to look at Phillip Rivers? I mean, Phillip Rivers, take a look at his numbers. Okay? 134 wins against 106 losses. Same length career, basically same length career. Threw for more yards, 63,440 yards. He threw at a higher completion percentage, 65. He threw more touchdown passes at 421 and fewer interceptions at 209. Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning ever hoped to be. But you know what? Phillip Rivers didn't win anything. Eli Manning is going to make the Super Bowl or make the Hall of Fame, and he's probably going to make. And I would think that he's going to make it. I don't think he's first ballot. I hope not, but he's going to make it. Eli Manning is going to make it on 4 games. On 4 games, that's what he's going to do. He's going to make it on 2 great NFC championship games when he went to San Francisco, beat the 49ers in that great defense in a low-scoring game, and he went with like no degrees in like 5 below in Green Bay and won that NFC championship game. And then he won those 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots and Tom Brady. He beat Tom Brady twice. All right? So while Phillip Rivers was 12-12 in the playoffs, you've got basically 6 wins in the playoffs for Eli Manning. And those 6 wins, only 4 of which were great games, are going to put Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame. And I cannot believe that we don't think that Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer, but Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. I mean, it's just he was 0-1 in the he was 1 and done in the playoffs, 1 and done in the playoffs, 4-0 Super Bowl. 0-1 in the playoffs, 4-0 Super Bowl, 1 and done. He had 2007, 2011, 2 great runs. Won the Super Bowls. It's a 500 quarterback with a low passer rating. And yet he gets in.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowl MVPs for Eli Manning. And then if you look at it, he's talking about Phillip Rivers.
That's it.
Right,
4 games.
Yeah,
4 great games.
Yeah, right below him, though, in stats of yards and touchdowns and everything like that is Matt Ryan. And Aaron Rodgers, yards-wise, he's about to pass Matt Ryan. He'll probably pass Phillip Rivers at the end of his career based off where he's at right now. And
Matt Ryan's only 2 behind Phillip in passer rating. Yeah. I mean, he's basically, in a way, he's pretty much the same. I think that, I know this is shocking. I'm going to say this. I think that Matt Ryan has a better Hall of Fame shot or credential than does Eli Manning. Eli Manning had 4 great games in the NFL. 2 of them were Super Bowls. And we're going to put him in the Hall of Fame. For 4 games, we're going to put him in the Hall of Fame.
And, I mean, if you really want to say it, I mean, he kind of has it better than Phillip Rivers a little bit because he's never won a regular season MVP.
Who's the he?
Matt Ryan.
Because Phillip was never a regular season MVP. Matt Ryan was an MVP one year. Yeah. I think both their resumes are Hall of Fame resumes. We get a break. We'll come back with phone calls. Brandon, LSU Lynch are up. You can jump in behind them. Now I've given you something. If you want to get in on something, I've given you something. Reminder, DFL, our fantasy football draft is coming up on Thursday, the 24th at Baumhauer's, 6 p.m. Let me know your intent at the text window. If you want to text me, 732-982-7469, or call us and say I'm in. Would love to see a 3rd division this year. All are welcome. Anybody can play. You don't even have to know anything. We've got a bunch of knuckleheads that play. We're not like these super duper, high-level fantasy football players. Okay? We got the Bama Zach and the Undertaker divisions. I'd love to have an underdog division as well, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. We can have 8 to 12 teams per league, depending on how many of you show up. We use the ESPN.com platform. It's very easy. Very easy. Okay? Fantasy football draft. Thursday, the 24th at Baumhauer's. All right, we'll come back. Calls are next. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Insulation, now he represents Eagle Companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do after paint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall is the ultimate shopping experience for Alabama and Auburn fans. Located right here in Huntsville, come shop the best selection of officially licensed apparel, hats, Yeti, accessories, and gifts. Whether you're heading to the spring game or shopping graduation gifts or just love to show your school pride daily, come see us at Alumni Hall. University students, faculty, and military receive 10% off in store, and you can earn cash back with our Hall Pass rewards. Alumni Hall, located in Bridge Street Shopping Center, or shop anytime at alumnihall.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Thursday, expect another afternoon full of sunshine. High temperatures going to be a little warmer, but it looks like we'll top out in the mid-80s. Humidity stays low as well. Heading into your Thursday night, a mostly clear sky going to be expected. Low temperatures going to be falling into the mid and upper 60s for the overnight. And looking ahead into your Friday, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures topping out in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Pond Lehocky Giordano. You know, injuries happen at work all the time in Alabama, and so do motor vehicle and slip and fall accidents. And if you're hurt at work or injured in an accident, call my good friends at Pond Lehocky Giordano. Not just excellent attorneys, but true advocates who will fight for you, know the ins and outs of the legal game. When you're facing tough times, you need a team in your corner who's got your best interests at heart. That's Pond Lehocky, Alabama's injury law firm. They've got your back. Personalized and dedicated legal support. Reach out to Pond Lehocky at 855-774-3838. That's 855-774-3838. Or just visit pondlehocky.com. All right, phone lines are open if you want to get in. I spilled water all over my sheet here. I don't know why. It's all of a sudden got water all over it, but it does. But that's okay because I'm looking at the call screen, and it says that the Brandon is up. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I was hoping to try to prove a little bit of a point here.
Well, go ahead. By the way, before we get to that, before we get to the point you want to prove, you sent me a text yesterday which had excellent intel on it regarding one of the reasons why Rome Braves want to change their name from Braves to something else. Now, you said that they pay an 18% royalty to the Atlanta Braves for everything they sell that says Braves on it. Is that right?
That's what my understanding from the manager of the merchandise shop is, and that when the Stripers went to the Stripers, that there's no longer anything on any of the merchandise that they have to pay to the parent Braves organization anymore.
Now, that makes sense. That's the first thing that I've heard, that 18% is a lot. I mean, that makes sense if they're paying a royalty for that. Okay, so go ahead and make your point.
Trent Dilfer won Super Bowl 35 and Nick Foles won Super Bowl 52. If either of the two of them had won another Super Bowl with their teams, would you consider them to be elite?
Well, they would have to be a hell of a lot better than they were to do it. So I'll give you another one. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl, right? With the with the Tampa Bay. There are a lot of Super Bowls that have been won by ho-hum quarterbacks. Usually just one. Two is a game changer, but if you've won two in the rest of your career, you're a 500 quarterback with a 84 passer rating that is 60th in the history of the NFL. I don't think you're a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think you caught lightning in a bottle twice. You had 4 great games. The two had it because the other playoff games that he won were won by their defense. Remember, they had an amazing defense, Michael Strahan and all those guys. The other games were won. He had a very tough game, good game against San Francisco in I think the 2007 NFC Championship game, and then against the Packers in Lambeau in whatever it was, 2011 or something like that. That's it. I mean, that's in those 2 Super Bowl games. But and even those, it was one was 17-14. What was the score of the other one, Chris? One was 17 and one was 21. It wasn't like he went out there and lit up the world. They had a great defense.
Oh, they did. The Ravens, they won that game over the Colts 34-7. I mean, that's just because the Ravens have one of the best defenses you've ever seen.
The Dilfer game? No, that was the Giants, where they beat the Giants.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, the Giants. Yeah, they beat the Giants 34-7.
Kerry Collins was the quarterback for the Giants that year.
Well, and the fact that guy got that far tells you how good his defense was.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean, they just went out there and pushed them around. And so, I mean, I've seen quarterbacks that are not that good win Super Bowls, but even if they'd have done it once or twice, I got to look at the rest of the team. I can't just hang that all on them.
Do you remember who the quarterback of the Panthers was when they went to the Super Bowl and lost in that close one on the Adam Vinatieri kick when they lost to the yeah, Jake Delhomme. Jake Delhomme. They took a team to the Super Bowl. No.
I'm just saying, when you got a well-oiled machine and all you got to do is do your job sometimes, you can get far. I mean, I watched my kid yesterday play football, and they demolished their team. I mean, it was 48-0 at halftime. And I felt bad for the kids. I was like, all right, let's just rule this thing and go to the house. I don't need to sit out here in this baking sun for another, 2 quarters to see the end of this game.
I saw that one video of him blowing that guy off the line as a center.
He's getting a lot more pissed off the older he gets. He grew 6 inches and 55 pounds since last year, and I think he's going to be built about like his granddad is. And I've been giving him a pretty rough time about getting low, getting off that ball, and doing what he's got to do because he's going to be a lot bigger than me. And he's starting to show it. He was out there yelling at people yesterday, telling them, shut up and get set, and shut up and get set. And the coach was patting him on the back, telling him, he's like, that's what we got to have. We got to have players coaching. And, would the coach say that you have to get in a fight? If there's a fight on the field, that you need to go and get in the fight? No, our coach will tell you that if a fight gets started and you get a penalty, that everybody is running for it, and you may not play the next game.
Good point.
If you started it.
Yeah.
If you started it. So, no, I don't agree with that at all. That's just asking for more melee and more stupidity. You want to break them up because stupid penalties do not help you in any way.
No.
And that would be a good name for the third DFL league, stupid penalties. That's better than the Kitty Pipe Bombers.
Well, no, it's not.
Kitty Pipe Bombers is pretty good. Kitty Bombers.
Yeah.
Kitty Bombers. A
For
kitten
your
on a
DFL
bomb.
team.
A kitten on a bomb. Imagine. That would sell like hotcakes.
Well, that's what you got to come up. You got to come up with a name for your team. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to come up with a name for your team. So
I've
you
got
could be the
some
Kitty
that are
Bombers.
not friendly. I've got some that are not friendly at all on some of the leagues.
Well, Grumpy usually has one that's got a double entendre.
Well, I thought about being the New York Broomers. Speaking of, did you put a broom in the camera today in honor of the?
No,
you called it
because sweeping a team that is the only team in all of Major League Baseball has a worse batting average than the Yankees is the Oakland A's. I mean, that's how bad they are right now. Yeah, team batting average at 221. No, the Yankees right now for the month of August are the worst team in baseball, in my opinion. I mean, they are terrible. They're terrible.
They might. I would have thought the Mets were way worse in batting average than the Yankees. That's a shock.
No, the Yankees have the second worst in all of everything.
Well, my buddy got a big kick out of you standing at the elevators saying that we should just Lane Kiffin, Aaron Boone, and call it a day. He's like, I like how the New York fans keep it real.
Just leave them in Atlanta. Leave them on the tarmac. All
I
right,
plan
man.
to be there Thursday of next week. I'm trying to bring a +1 with me, so we'll figure out what goes on.
Okay, sounds good.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Good job by Brandon. You don't want the rest of the team to go get in a fight because somebody else is fighting.
I seen 2 of y'all walking off over there, and you got to keep teammate fighting. What they do that at?
Nowhere.
What they do that at?
Not here.
In one fight, we all fight. You understand that?
No, sir.
I don't want to see y'all walking off when somebody's fight.
Yes, sir.
Never again.
That's me right there saying no one, nowhere, because I'm the disciplined one. Like I'm the one in the crowd that like knows he doesn't play. Like he's just like, no, yes sir. I'm looking at the coach the entire time. Like, yes sir, no, we don't do anything. He's like, no, you're supposed to say we fight, idiot.
It's the only white kids in the huddle that are saying nowhere. No, they're actually answering a rhetorical question.
What they do that at?
Nowhere.
What they do that at?
Not here. Not here. Not here. They're trying. No, what's the right answer? Is the right answer nowhere, or is the right answer not here?
What they do that at?
Nowhere.
What they do that at?
Not here. Not here, Coach.
In one fight, we all fight. You understand that?
Not here, Coach.
See, the nowhere part was acknowledging Coach. The not here part was not acknowledging Coach. It's Coach. No, it's not here, Coach.
Well, the fact that he said that not here, and then the coach asked the question again, so now they had to change their answer. Okay, not here, Coach.
Nowhere.
2 offensive linemen, 2 white guys in the huddle, and they're like, nowhere, Coach. Nowhere we do that.
That was me, the holder, like just in the huddle, like not here, Coach. Just looking at Coach the entire time, afraid for my life to say the wrong thing.
Because it makes a ton of sense to chase your team out on the field. Or have your team all go and join in a fight on the field, and maybe somebody could break their hand. What I like is that it was a key player. It's not like any player.
And you got a key teammate fighting.
You got a key teammate fighting.
And you got a key teammate fighting.
A key teammate, not just some scrub. A key teammate fighting. In other words, my son. Okay, let's tell it the way it is, Dion. My son is fighting. You all need to be fighting.
What is it? If you want, you got to watch Hard Knocks because Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator for the Jets, he's telling them to like get in, fight and do all this kind of stuff. And then he's like, right before the Carolina practice, he's like, no, he's like, you got to pee on their kids' toys. And then they go, on the kids? He's like, no, on the kids' toys. He's like, you got to pee on the kids' toys. It's like that doesn't make any sense, Coach. Like, come on.
You got to find that.
I'll find it. I'll find
good audio of that. Pee on there. That reminds me of Hard Knocks when they had the offensive lineman Wiley was the offensive line coach. Yeah. Remember Bob Wiley, the offensive line coach for the Browns? His guts moving, and then he tells the story about. Oh gosh, I gotta go find that. He tells the story about the invasion of Normandy.
Do you think they did it working out? No. Yeah. Jumping jacks, sit-ups, and push-ups.
They did jumping jacks before they invaded Normandy. Do you think they did jumping jacks? It's fantastic. LSU Lynch is next. Lynch, welcome to the show. How are you? His sons play football too.
Yes, it's called soccer. Look here. How do I say this? You don't like soccer, but yet here it is. Today's show, and I want to say this. I have been banned. You've been talking about soccer and Auburn fishing. Auburn fishing. Come on. Football season. Come on. I have been blocked.
It's a fish, for God's sakes.
I have been blocked from the Little Musketeer, Jim Rome, since 2011 on days like this. I've been blocked from the Colin Cowherd show since the same year. Feinbaum won't let me back in. So right now, between you and Moton's show, y'all all I got. Yeah. It's football season. You hear me? Let's talk American football.
I just throw you out. I just talk quarterbacks. What do you want? I just talk quarterbacks. I just talked. I'm sitting there playing Deion Sanders over here. I'm playing Deion Sanders. I mean, what do you want from me? I mean, it's a big story right now. I know what you want.
I go to foreign countries and there's soccer everywhere. They've got big screens for the World Cup set up in the village square. But on TV in the U.S., soccer gets a zero share. Because we know soccer blows.
There you go. That's for you, Lynch.
Yeah, roll tide with that on that. But look here, I'm not done yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I like the intervention that we have. Y'all want to slam us. You want to slam us for that Texas A&M loss? Look here. We can repeat this every day on this show and with all the other shows.
Yeah.
The penalties killed Alabama. You still lost lost those 2 games. You did.
Right.
You did.
Yeah. Okay. By 1 point. Each of them by 1 point. You're right.
Exactly. And we're going to beat Florida State. We're going to beat them. Look here, like I said, this may be upset year when Alabama or LSU goes into Alabama and beats them 2 years in a row. We
Can't
don't know
happen.
that. But
You know it can't. You know it can't happen. Come on, you know it can't happen. I mean, it's come on. It's not gonna happen. By the way, Lynch, 38-23, my friend. 38-23 by a team that went 5-70. 38-20. They were 4-7 when they played you, and you lost to them 38-23. You lost by 2 touchdowns. They stomped a mud hole in you. Yes, you beat Alabama on a 2-point conversion. And Alabama lost to Tennessee on a field goal at the end of the game. They tore the goalpost out of Truman River. I mean, you got beat by 2 touchdowns by A&M, a crap team that couldn't even get to a crap bowl game. Just saying, I love you, but come on now.
Well, look here. My point being is, remember who was the guy from Tony last year when we were doing the bet and everything? The dude won like all 7 games. Who's that guy's name?
Oh, I don't know. In Beat the Big Dog?
He won like all 7 games, and he got like the big. That guy needs props. That guy needs props. But I'm gonna tell you this, and and look here, I'm gonna hang up with you because I know you. Look here, we talking about Joe Honk yesterday, and you were saying that he's about to have a baby.
I said they were pregnant. Yeah, I said they were pregnant. I didn't know they had the baby already. I don't know.
Well, the baby's been here for 3 months.
Oh, I didn't know that. The kid's all ready to go to school, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate the phone call. Let's bring the callers in. Come on.
Text window. Kramer says, the only thing I care to hear about fishing is tips and what's biting and how to get the bite. I don't care to hear from Auburn's fishing team. I don't care to hear from the football players after their game. I assume he means Auburn. So I sure enough don't want to hear about fishing stories unless they're about somebody peeing off the boat and falling in. And you get thrown out of high school games if you fight, which is a true story. All right, let's get a break. We will come back with more right after this. It's the Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Insulation, now he represents Eagle Companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do after paint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
It's the summer invitation you've been waiting for. The Rocket City Trash Pandas invite you to have a blast at Toyota Field when the team returns home August 22nd. 1,500 adults get a beach tote from SAIC. Wednesday, all tickets include an all-you-can-eat menu. Fireworks blast off on Friday and Saturday. And the Lunaticos will take the field on Sunday. Visit tptix.com.
Let's rock it!
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhsriserealestate.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Thursday, expect another afternoon full of sunshine. High temperatures going to be a little warmer, but it looks like we'll top out in the mid-80s. Humidity stays low as well. Heading into your Thursday night, a mostly clear sky going to be expected. Low temperatures going to be falling into the mid and upper 60s before the overnight. And looking ahead into your Friday, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures topping out in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Want to see what I bring to the party?
Congratulations to The Drive as we celebrate a decade of Wes and Steve. Here's to 10 more.
Now Sonny and Cher would say, that's on you, babe.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center. Use the orthopedic specialists that pretty much every high school in the region uses. That's TOC Sports. Alabama A&M and the Huntsville Havoc rely on TOC as well. But you know what? It doesn't have to be a sports injury. It could be a work accident, or maybe you're just breaking down a little bit. TOC has the right specialist for you. North Alabama's largest sports medicine provider is TOC Sports. Stay in a game with TOC Sports. You know what I haven't been following close enough, Grizz, has been the situation in Maui. I haven't been watching much of that and so on, but it's devastating there. I don't understand what's happened. I mean, I know they've had this fire that is basically, has wiped out this town of Lahaina.
Yeah.
And I there's 1,000 people unaccounted for. There's always over 100 people that they know to be dead. There are 1,000 people that they can't find that are unaccounted for. And I don't understand what happened. You know what I mean? It's a wildfire in Maui, but was it a volcano or anything? What happened?
I think it was a wildfire, and there's a lot of speculation too, and social media is crazy. You don't want to say if it was or wasn't. There's a lot of speculation too that because Oprah Winfrey's down there and creating all this PR and doing all this other stuff. But also there's this backlash apparently on Twitter where Oprah Winfrey owns a ton of land in Hawaii. Yeah. And has apparently there's some kind of thing where she might be wanting to buy more, now that the land is pretty much, useless or what it is now.
I mean, that's just smart.
You can buy it cheaper, right?
Yeah, right.
And so
it'll help those people though. I mean, if she's buying up land, at least those people are getting paid something for the long. She's not gouging.
Well, the thing is,
price isn't gouging.
Also another thing was too, a lot of the land apparently around her mansion and everything like that was destroyed except for her mansion. Everything else was perfect in her world, but everything around everything in that little area. So there's a lot of weird speculation on Twitter and stuff like that. But the weird thing that I heard on the news was that the alarms didn't go off or something. People weren't notified. That's like getting in a tornado warning here and then just all of a sudden getting an F4 tornado, right down, airport or something again. I mean,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. I mean, this is the 89
Well,
tornado without alarms. I mean, that's dumb.
Speaking of alarms, they're doing something different here now.
Oh, I've heard it.
What?
Are you talking about alarms or are you talking about the
Alarms.
sirens or something?
They're doing something different here with sirens in my neighborhood, in my neck of the woods. They're firing off the sirens when it's a thunderstorm instead of a tornado. And apparently it's a different tone, but who the hell knows? It's not like we sit here and we know, oh, that's a tornado. That's a thunderstorm.
Yep.
Stop blowing the horn
I've
when
heard
it's
it.
going to rain out. You know what I mean? It's like that. I don't want to hear a horn unless there's something that can pick my 110-year-old house up and move it to someplace else. I don't want to hear that horn unless it's that. I don't want to hear that horn because it's going to get a little boom, boom, boom out there.
I swear I thought I heard the same thing you're talking about, where it's not the same air horn type feel that you hear.
It's a different sound, but it's the same.
It's a bellowing, like, low hum, and it's like you can hear it, but it's not as loud as like a normal, hey, a tornado's coming, or hey, a severe storm, severe thunderstorm is coming, something like that. This is like a heat lightning's coming, and watch out. It's like real hard lightning going around.
Don't hit me with that. I don't want to know about that. That is.
I'll tell you right now, though, our sister station, 54, man, Jordan Dressman, and Emily Robertson or Emily Owens, she does a great job. I'll tell you right now, I watch our boy, and he's sweating, man. He's going at it, man. He takes off that jacket, man, and he's sweating bullets trying to get us like everything that's going on, and man, I appreciate everything they do every time we get some bad storms, because we get some really bad storms in this valley. Just depending on where you live.
But I don't know if I want to hear the horn go off for a thunderstorm.
Yeah, I guess it's
the only thing I'm not sure I want to hear that. I don't think I want to hear that for a thunder and lightning storm.
Maybe that's for like people outside working or something, or like.
Well, the thunder and lightning is a pretty good indicator that there's thunder and lightning.
You can see the clouds,
going on. Yeah, you can hear it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
When
that
it
too.
started,
Yeah,
when I'm on the water, I was like, I'm out there in Gunnersville, and I hear a rumble in the distance. I move. Because I don't want to have any part of a graphite rod in my hand, which is a lightning conductor, and be out on the open water when that's happening.
Yeah.
I am looking for somebody's dock. Forget that. I don't care about heavy water. I can maneuver a boat.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a dock. I'm looking for I need to get undercover, and it ain't going to be a metal dock either. I'm hoping that it's not a metal dock either. I have been ignoring this story as it's continued. We talked about the Blindside story with the whole Michael Oher deal, and now it is taking on a whole life of its own. I think there's going to be another movie. There's like The Blind Side, which is about Michael Oher, being a left tackle, protecting the blind side of people, and now there's going to be a new Blind Side where he feels like he was blindsided, and they didn't give him any money. And now there's the follow-up to the story is that the son, remember the little boy that was all about him and loved Michael Oher and all that kind of stuff. Now the story is that the little boy, he went on some radio show or some podcast and said that Michael Oher was trying to blackmail a family into giving him $15 million or he was going to go public with the story. I mean, it's getting really ugly. It's
crazy.
a 30 for 30. It's a 30 for 30 waiting to happen.
Yeah, this is like a Netflix documentary. This is like the Manny Te'o, finally, the girlfriend documentary that no one needed.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need it. It's like, this is just a money-grabbing kind of, or whatever this is, a weird, just give me a Taco Bell and I'll be okay. Give me a Taco Bell franchise and I'll be all right. Let me just get over it and just get on with it. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is just rich people fighting over money. And it's just sad if this is true, if they've really, stolen money from the guy.
All right, what did we learn on the show today, Grizz? We learned this.
What they do that at?
Nowhere.
What they do that at?
Not here.
In one fight, we all fight. You understand that?
Well, one fight, we all fight. So, Grizz, I got your back. If you and Drew get in a fight,
God, yeah.
If you and Drew get in a fight, I'm going to send John to break it up. That's how I got your back. I got a guy. I'm not getting in the middle of anybody's
Top
fight.
rope.
Yeah, I'm not going there. All right, that's it for the Thom Abraham Show today. Coming up next is the Paul Feinbaum Show. And then The Drive. All right here. By the way, The Drive at full moon. That's going to be really cool. Full moon barbecue for The Drive. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.